Handy as ever, thank you for joining us here. And just looking back at the weekend just gone by, it was a really impressive victory over Salford City, and
Yeah,
actually a first ever victory against Salford City.
yeah, it was a good performance. I thought we had that little moment which I spoke about where we had a little bit of luck. They didn't take their chances. But that aside, I thought we were in complete control of the game. I thought we managed the game well once we got in front. We stuck to the task. And I just thought it was a good all-round performance from the team. And the job done, 3 points on the board, and move on to the next one.
Gone from strength to strength in recent weeks, but how do you keep feet on the ground? There's a lot of outside noise about how in form we are at the moment. How do you keep the players grounded?
Yeah, it's a balancing act because you want to keep them confident, you want to keep them buoyant, you want to keep them focused, but equally you don't want them. We've got some young players in there that you've got to make sure they don't get carried away. I think probably last season's a little bit of a reflection of that. How we started off so well and then we couldn't get a result for a bit. So we kind of used all the experience of last season really to make sure that we keep the group focused, feet on the ground, and it does help when you've got some older pros around as well, keeping the group really focused on the job in hand. But overall, the lads are good. They're a good bunch of boys. They want to do well for themselves and for me and for the club. So it's a good feeling amongst the camp.
And you talk about young players there. It was a mixture of young players and first teamers who took on Luton Town on Tuesday night, and more minutes in the tank for these players.
Yeah, we have to make sure we keep these boys, as topped up with minutes as we can, ready to come into the team. It's not always ideal. It's the only way we can get these minutes into them. We can train them all they want. But we need to get that realism of a game. So fair play to those guys. They're coming in. They're playing the games. They're having a go. Albeit the result wasn't the result we wanted. We always want to win. For me personally, it was about making sure that they come through unscathed, and over this Christmas period, I've got more options available to me.
And another 45 minutes for Josh Tobin, who continues his recovery and hopefully be knocking on the door at some point.
Yeah, Josh still needs to get 90 minutes into him or two. He's looking good, Josh, but we've got to be really careful with him because he's had this hamstring, and we don't want it becoming a bigger hamstring problem than it already was. I mean, it was not a great hamstring problem in the first place. We've got to really be careful with Josh. But like you say, he's looking in good shape.
Heading to Walsall this weekend for a top of the table clash, and two very close games last year, both of them ending 2-2.
Yeah, two very close games, and I think on both occasions we'd probably say that we was a bit disappointed not to win both of them. With the way the games went. They are an efficient team. They're very good at what they do, and it's a tough place to go, Walsall. There's no doubt about that. The one thing I would say is, they've been up there for last season, best part of the last season and best part of this season. So by far they're the favourites, and the pressure's on them. We're Bromley, and we're coming up there, and still an unknown quantity to people, but that suits us. So I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to pitting ourselves against the team that's at the top of the table.
Well, a great game awaits. The support on the road has been phenomenal this year. The noise, the drum, you've spoken about it before. It all helps, doesn't it?
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's a game that's a journey that's not too horrific for the fans. So I'm hoping they go up there in their numbers. I'm hoping they make the noise they normally make for us away from home. And equally, I'm hoping the team can repay them like they've done, at Crewe and at Colchester and other places. So we need them on board as much as possible.
We'll catch up with you after the game. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Matt.